Lawler with Dell. I lead our Dell Pro Max AI solutions and strategy. So what does that mean? It's basically local compute, all powered by NVIDIA RTX. So I'm going to run through a couple of these slides pretty quickly, just so we can get to the meat of what I wanted to present today, which is the demo and really about Dell Pro Max. But obviously AI, been around for a while, right? But we've had different phases of AI. AlexNet, image classification, we went up to perception, generative, we have stable diffusion, flux, but we're really kind of in this agentic AI phase, or at least what we believe and NVIDIA believe to be. So for those that don't, who knows what agentic AI is? I want to make sure, I think everyone kind of does, right? It's basically, in a way, using AI to go do a task on your behalf without you having to do it, right? So think of it like traditional automation, right? Whether it's code assistant, customer service, supply chain, it doesn't really matter. The use cases are obviously growing, but what is so powerful about agentic, instead of it, generating something, it's doing something on your behalf, being able to save you time and effort. So, that could be, for example, adapting to different environments, interacting with other AI agents, and that's the demo I'm actually going to show today. Let me go to the next slide. So why I'm here. I work for Dell. So we, at CES about, probably 3 months ago, show of hands, who uses a Mac? God bless all of you, it's a fine. How many use a Windows-based PC, whether it be Dell, Lenovo, doesn't really matter. Okay, so Dell used to be Precision, we're now Dell Pro Max. So that is our high-performance PC, portfolio, laptops and mobiles. It is a workstation, which is the industry term, that's really designed and catered to not just like industry workflows like engineering, but really designed for, AI, data science development, et cetera. So we have a couple of products I'm going to talk about in a second, so I don't want to jump the shark that you might be interested in, but we'll go ahead and move on. So why Dell Pro Max? At the end of the day, it's been the #1 workstation brand for a very, very long time. But there's a couple of things that I want to talk about when it comes to AI and why thinking about local, right? One is the security aspect of things, right? Is being able to have something at your desk side where you're processing, using pandas, polars, whatever you're doing, whatever workflow you're doing, being able to have it at your desk side in a secure environment obviously pays dividends. But 2 is the ability to kind of scale up and down as you need. So within the portfolio, within Dell Pro Max, we have towers that range from 1, NVIDIA RTX Pro GPU. We can put up to some that are coming this summer, up into 5. And I'm not a mathematician, but 96 gigs of RAM times 5 is quite a bit. Like we're on server level capacity now that's sitting at your desk. The other big thing that I really love about Dell Pro Max, and most of you probably are data scientists, developers, et cetera, but if you run other things, like for example, if you're running CATIA, Dassault software, you're in engineering, which most people who are data science, they work in a firm, right, that has another core competency. You're just doing the data science. Of course, this would, of course, do it. Anyways, you're running other software outside of that. And that's what I love about Dell Pro Max as well, is that we certify a lot of those softwares through independent ISV across engineering, media, and entertainment, AECO, to be validated to work on our workstations. But let's talk about Blackwell. I'll make sure I'm not speaking to the choir here. Anyone go to GTC? Did anyone follow GTC this year? How many people know about Blackwell? Okay, good. I'll spend some time here. So within our workstation portfolio, which is Dell Pro Max, the only cards that we carry are the NVIDIA RTX Pro cards. I'm really excited because the Ampere to the Ada version obviously was an increase in terms of some performance, but there's some minor upgrades and changes, but nothing really, I would say, earth-shattering. Within Blackwell, there are some major, major advances. The first one is doubling of VRAM. So being able to put a model, load it in locally, actually work with it, going from 48 to 96 is a pretty outstanding jump in terms of size. 2 is most graphics cards run about 300 watts. This one, I think it's the Max X version, can run up to 600 watts. So you're just putting more gasoline on the fire, being able to run the graphics card faster. And then the other really big thing is being able to use this in the DVGPU. Before, workstation cards weren't able to leverage that. Now they can. And the other big thing is just the 3x AI TOPS performance that you're getting because of the FP4 support. Please work. All right, so I'm going to show you something. It's going to be hard to do. I'm going to be holding stuff. How many, I know we have a lot of Mac users, but the ones that use traditional PCs, how many of you are Linux based or use Linux? Well, a handful? Okay. So we have 2 new products coming out, and I want to have my like Steve Jobs moment here, and you guys get to share it with me. I'm just dropping out of here. We talked about Dell Pro Max, and I kind of referenced the whole, hey, there's other workflows that you can do, right? If you're doing data science, but you also are using, I don't even know why this isn't working. You're using another software like the CATIA or others, right? So all of those systems are really designed to do other things outside of data science. This is truly the first Steve Jobs moment, first purpose-built system that we made designed just for AI developers and just for AI data scientists. So this runs the NVIDIA version, I think it's GTX or DGX version of Linux. And I think what the coolest thing about it is it actually comes pre-installed with a lot of NVIDIA software specific to AI Enterprise, which is like $5,000 a year that comes in this box. So you can connect this to your Mac, you can connect this to a PC, or you can run it just standalone by itself as kind of an AI dev system data science box, which I think is super cool. It's the first time that we've ever created something specifically for AI or data science for the dev side, which I think is super, super cool. Price points, unsure at this point. You're probably gonna ask, let's call it $3 to $5 grand, probably closer to the $3 grand range. But the other one, which I would not carry because it would not even fit in my suitcase, is the GB300. You can see the slide. I'm not a mathematician, but it's like 784 gigs of RAM. This thing has 2,000 AI TOPS. It is a server, literally sitting on your desk. It is not. Price point, I have no idea. That's coming later summer. But I think it shows where Dell, where we're prioritizing. It's very rare for us to make a product for a specific niche, you know what I mean, or a specific workflow. And this is the first time we've done it, and I've been at Dell for a very long time. So obviously very excited. And I'm gonna make an offer to you for actually coming and listening to me talk today, is if you come by the booth, I'll collect your email. Let's have a conversation about your workflow. I need people to try these systems out. I need people to, once they launch, I need people to try them out, give it feedback, talk about what you're doing, because we don't know. At the end of the day, is that if we launch this and it sucks, one, I kind of want to know, but two, I want to hear if it's actually working and how you integrate it in, because that gives us the ability to go do other things like GB300 and other bigger projects tailored to data scientists and AI developers. All right, we're moving on. Let's do a time check because I definitely don't want to run late. All right, Dell AI Factory with NVIDIA. Very corporate slideware, but basically what this is trying to tell you, are you telling me I have time? Okay, I'm doing good, okay. So corporate slideware, basically Dell and NVIDIA have a great partnership, whether basically what I love about working with NVIDIA is we bring the hardware, they provide the GPUs, we kind of wrap it in AI software, third-party type stuff. We use our services layer and ultimately give you kind of the use cases to work back. So at the end of the day, whether it's you want to work in the data center, you want to work, you know, DVGPU, you want to work locally in a workstation, we have kind of the end-to-end portfolio with NVIDIA to provide that. All right, this wasn't going to be my slide because the guy from NVIDIA is not here, but I will get into this in just a second. Now we have the demo. Before I go into the demo, which is probably the coolest part, any questions before I go into the demo? Feel free to ask. What's up?
You mentioned there's some NVIDIA AI software that's already.
Yes. So within, great question, Rapids, yes. So what you're about to see is NVIDIA AI Workbench, which is the free version, which is kind of the lighter, non-supported version, has quite a bit. But what would be on that box is NVIDIA AI Enterprise, which is kind of the wrapper for Omniverse, Rapids, like a lot of different SDKs. I don't have off the top of my head every single one, but Rapids for sure. And then a lot like Triton and some other stuff comes within. It's like, think of the enterprise version for you using it solely, probably overkill, but it is free on the box. Another question. No. It just literally has Thunderbolt USB-C. You just, as long as you have that connection on the other side, you can basically run it as an independent system from that one. Yeah.
So is it kind of similar to how in the past people would like you just get a GPU close and throw it in there and plug it into your
I mean, similar, but this actually has an OS and functions as a computer. Like I'm planning on ordering 50 of these. And when we go to different events like this, being able to bring them in a small monitor where people can actually get on and actually do workflows. So it's not, it has like the RAM. I mean, it's all 128 system on a chip, like integrated. So the only difference is it actually is a real system that you could run separately or tied in if you wanted to. Good question. Yes. So great question. It's funny, as much as I got shook down at the Austin airport taking this thing, you think it's a real computer. It's not. It's just a prototype. There's nothing in it. Benchmarks are coming, but from the initial test, it's about 1,000 AI tops, where the bigger machine is 20,000. But in terms of actual inference speeds, that type of stuff, tokens per second, nothing been, but that's where you're going to come in. You're going to do the testing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Good questions. Anything else? And we'll do a quick demo and we'll get you out of here on time. So NVIDIA AI Workbench would tell you absolutely, if you've never played with it, go. It's a free software from NVIDIA. You just Google AI Workbench. There are tons and tons and tons of different projects that you can leverage and work. They're all kind of GitHub based. The one that I'm going to show you today is, well, let me come back for a second, is that if you don't go to build.nvidia.com, I would highly recommend it. It's the free, basically, portal into NVIDIA where you can, for example, download models. You can look at blueprints. You can do NIMs. You can do all types of different workflows free, test, do whatever you want. The only time you have to pay is when you take it into production. But if you're just messing around learning, it's all free. I highly recommend it. But within AI Workbench, we're going to do the agentic RAG example. So very, very simple. When you go into Workbench, just download the application, installs everything that you need. I'm not super technical. You probably figured that out by now. But I was able to do it. So you just more or less git clone the exact project. It'll open kind of a, what is that called? Gradio interface. And then you're off to the races, right? This can be 100% customized. For example, we talked about Dell Pro Max, which we just launched a couple weeks ago at GTC. So I built with this within AI Workbench, basically a dynamic RAG that uses these kind of models to be able to pull in a link of information about it, because no traditional LLM has learned this information yet. But the cool thing is I can actually kind of grade the information that's coming in. We can look for hallucinations. All of this can be customized and ultimately get your answer. So very cool project to be able to use in real time. It's free. They have a ton of other ones, whether you want to fine tune your own models, you want to use it for, if anyone's on Kaggle, they have connections to Kaggle that you can use within Workbench. There's all types of stuff. Highly recommend it. Check it out. And I was able to get through that before the next one. So I talked really fast. All right. We've got about 3 minutes left. The offer stands. If you're interested in testing, absolutely come to the booth, or we can talk after. Absolutely take your information down, because we'd love to get some real-time feedback. And with that, questions, comments, anything at all. This right here? This one, well, it is because I'm using a laptop, which doesn't have a very big GPU, a mobile, but it can run 100% locally. I'm just connecting for the big model because this one's old architecture. It is connecting via an API. But Workbench you can do locally, or you can do cloud as well. Good question.
How do you maintain this CUDA layer with constant update that's going on? So once you launch, it's up to the ownership to take care of. That's the create that you want.
Agree. So
I
I will tell you, I'm going to give you Logan Lawler's perspective, which is probably a very narrow view. I have not played around with, like, for example, AI Enterprise, like the corporate enterprise grade that comes on the system. But within AI Workbench, I've never had a problem with it because it's all managed by NVIDIA. So I'll get notifications say, hey, this has been updated, but all patches, releases, updates, pulls, all work with NVIDIA because this is an NVIDIA product. So I have not experienced, I know what you're talking about, but I've not experienced in this specifically.
Even going back to the slide of specs of the GB10 or GB100,
Do you want to take a picture of it? Oh. Let me make it big so you can really get a picture of it. All right, cool. All right. Well, appreciate your time. If you have any questions, come to the booth and the offer still stands. Thank y'all.